about 15 I started to busk. So I set up in Temple Bar with just my guitar and I sang on the corner beside McDonald's and haven't stopped since. My name is Orlagh. I'm 19 years of age and I'm from Dublin. I started hanging around town when I was very young, just walking around Temple Bar. I think that was cool. And I seen a lot of musicians and I knew music was what I wanted to do from a very young age. And one day I was just like, you know what, let's go do it. Just packed up and went in. I can never go with you no matter how I wanted to. I dropped out of school 4 months into my final exams. I dropped out when I was 18. And I haven't, this is just what I've been doing ever since. I think a lot, people shouldn't be afraid to, not go with the status quo and just break away from it, and that's what I did. My mum was really supportive because she was like, I'm glad. A lot of 15-year-olds would have been getting into drink and drugs at my age, which is crazy to think, but I was like, I'm just going to focus on music and put all my money into music. And on the weekend, instead of going to all their parties and drinking, I was going out and busking and making money and saving and spending on guitar strings. And you know how the time flies, only yesterday was the time of our lives. I go home, I sleep, and I come back in. That's pretty much it. I had one day off yesterday because of the rain. I sat in, I was like, oh my god, what do I do with myself? Just picked up the guitar, as usual. Everybody that busks on Grafton Street full time, that's their full job. They pay for rent in Dublin, which is very expensive. I'm lucky to still live at home and be able to save. But no, 100% you can make a living if you do it properly and you get in. And it's a full-time job. You're in at early in the morning to get a spot, and it's non-stop. It's fully. It's how I survive. There's not much money in music as itself. To be a singer-songwriter, there's not really any money in it. So busking is how I found it. When you're performing on the street, it's like you're in your own little bubble. It's nice. Other than when you get a crowd going and you have to kind of talk, but. Yeah, there's a difference because you're doing cover songs and there's songs you do every day, and when you get to get up and play your own songs, it's a bit more of I'm a bit more relaxed before I start busking, but I'll be a little bit more stressed when I'm busking, but at least when I'm on stage I know exactly what I'm getting up and it's my set and it's my songs and it's a lot of fun. I think I enjoy being on stage more, but I love busking, so I'm in between. So at the minute when I'm in bars, it's more so for my original music, which is cool. So busking is just to kind of fund my own music career, and that's what it goes into, recordings and travelling around Ireland.
The song I wrote, just inspired by different people's mental health and how they get through it and stuff. So yeah, this one's for my dad, I suppose.
I start recording my EP now on Sunday, so I'm writing. It's I think too deeply into the lyrics. I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound great, and I give up halfway through. But I think if you're a songwriter that constantly writes, yeah, you'd be able to write a happy song. I can't. I know I can't. Yeah, depends on what I'm going through in my life, and that's kind of my outlook. It's a lot of people will run from their feelings, or some people write in a diary. I just pick up the guitar and just whack out some songs. I think it kind of brings me back to the place I wrote the songs in, and you can almost feel the pain of the songs, but it's almost like a release when you do finish the song. You're like, oh, that went well, and I got to sing that, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's powerful actually. It's nice to be able to write your own music, and actually for people to enjoy it and to appreciate and want to buy your music and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. You get some people my age, between 50 and I'd say and 30. That's really cool. But then after, what are you gonna do when you're older? You're like, music, I suppose. That's the goal. It's not to be a street performer. There's people that make a living off street performing, and that's what they do. They travel the world just busking and they make a mint. But it's not my goal. Isn't to stay on the streets. It's to kind of move up in the ladder and hopefully be able to sell out some venues and just make a living off music. Getting out of that hole. there's weeks that happens. There's some weeks where you're not making money and it's really slow out and you don't feel like you're progressing as a musician. You're like, should I pick up a career? Should I go get a job and maybe try this on the side? And then you just kind of look back and you have to kind of reflect and just be like, no, I have done so much for such a young age. There's no need to give up now. Like, what have I to lose? So you have to keep yourself around grounded people and you'll stay ticking over. Yeah. My granddad taught me this before he passed away. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's my life motto.
Thank you. I'm in your granddad's clothes. I look incredible. I'm in this big coat from that trip shop down the road.